live from Xfinity Mobile Studios. Yeah, it's game day. Good morning, everybody. Happy game day to all across the Delaware Valley's Black Friday football. Who wants a Black Friday football live from the Mecca, right? Just a stone's throw from Lincoln Financial Field, Chickie's and Pete's, Packer Avenue, as we get ready for Eagles-Bears. Andrew, give me a little volume, please. I'll tell you one thing, man. Yesterday gave me one thought. Thank God the Eagles were able to win the opener because our butt cheeks would be pretty tight right now after the Cowboys beat Kansas City yesterday, which I did not expect. VG liked the Cowboys. He knows his team, you know, let's face it.
My boys.
Cowboys win yesterday, beat Kansas City. I'm still shocked by that. And now it's Bears, right? Now, here's the thing. It's a little windy out. Beautiful sunsplash day. A little chill in the air. This offense, and particularly running game, has to get going today. We're going to learn a lot about the Eagles' offense against this Bears defense. It's not a great defense, and it's particularly not good against the run. Now's the time for the Eagles' offense to start kicking into gear. Now, I know it's not optimum, right? There's no Lane Johnson, and we know that Fred Johnson, who will be at right tackle, is a lot better in pass pro than he is in the run game. Nevertheless, that can't happen. Like, you got to be able to create some big holes for Saquon. Hurts has to be involved in the run game. Has to. It's paramount today in this game against that defense. You got to go downhill, all right? Got to be downhill. And I think they should have success. I'm expecting mid-20s, upper 20s. I'm expecting that kind of point, that kind of number for the Eagles, somewhere around 26, 27, 30. Like, you should be able to get that. Hello, I'm not hearing it. Yeah, there we go. You should be able to get that against this Bears defense, all right? That needs to happen. So get the run game going. I know they're a little beat up on the back end, but still, this is Vic, right? This is Fangio. And you still have a great front seven. I expect the front to eat Jalen Carter, Jalen Phillips. I expect the front to create havoc against Caleb. And as long as you look, the Eagles are good against the run. I don't really fear Swift, Menange. I don't really fear those guys. I mean, you got to worry about, Caleb getting loose and connected down the field for a big play, right? No Makuba. We're worried about what's happening back end. So as long as the Eagles can shore up that back end, and again, it's a windy day. It's outside. Let's see. They should be able to make sure that Caleb, his damage is limited. And then you control the ball. You run. That's my recipe, VG.
And it better come true. If they can run the ball today, they got problems. This is a team that gives up like 160 yards a game. They rank pretty much, 30th, 31st against the rush. This has got to be, and they're linebackers. They're missing all three starting linebackers.
Yeah, they're banged up.
So, they got to run the ball. They also give a lot. They give up yards in the pass. I think they're giving up like 20 to 27th in yards per pass attempt. So we got to go down the field on this team. Linebackers are banged up. Goddard and Saquon should be in the passing game, I think.
So the Bears rank 28th worst in tight end yardage. So they leak yards to the tight end. So, to me, it's a heavy Saquon.
Yes.
It's Hurts in the run game, and then it's play action, and then Goddard get involved. This is not I'm not seeing an AJ game. They connect for a big play here and there. That's great, but they got to run the ball, and they got to get Goddard. Goddard's got to be a big part of this offense today.
I totally agree. And my boy Calcaterra better do something today. If he don't do something today, then he stinks worse than you think he stinks.
Calcaterra.
Come on, man.
Calcaterra.
Take him out in 12 cents. Let's go.
I don't want.
This is the game he breaks out. The tight ends have a big day today.
They don't do 12 men. They don't go with a 12-man personnel. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Is that they're in 12. Neither can. Well, he can't block. And then you want Goddard in the pass. You got to be an 11. All right. You got to have Goddard. Goddard's got a big day. I want Saquon though. Like this is a Saquon day. We've been talking about it, right? Arguing, and I've been on the other side of Saquon's lost the step. I don't think he has.
I'm with you.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Is he trying to make a big play? Okay, I'll go with you there. But I don't see the gaping holes in this run game that he's missing.
I don't. Baldy had said he missed some holes. I went back and looked after that. I was like, am I missing? There was one run out of 10 where maybe he could have turned in a different direction. But other than that.
And again, people go, wow, I want Tank. I got no problem if you want to mix Tank in.
No, I heard the calls today on the way in.
Yeah, I got no problem if you want to mix Bigsby in. But we're way overboard that all of a sudden Tank Bigsby is the answer to the run game. I don't believe that. I believe the answer to the run game is getting Jalen involved in it.
Let's go.
That's what will be the panacea and the fix to the run game. Listen, he's got to be a part of it. It's what makes him most effective. It's what makes this offense most effective. Please, I need Jalen in the run game.
Text Dom. Get Dom to put some pressure on him, man. Let's go. Let's get there.
That's already been done.
All right. Then it's got to happen.
That's already been done. All right. I'm expecting a big day. I'm expecting a big day on the ground. And
nothing would make me happier.
And especially after yesterday. Yesterday was weird, man. The Packers go into Detroit and win.
Yep. Detroit. They're leaking oil, man.
Wow,
they are not right at all.
I mean, look at what they're missing.
They got their centers coming back out of retirement. You see that?
Yeah, Frank Ragnow.
Mm-hmm.
St. Brown got hurt early, so they lost him. They were already without their starting tight end, who's a weapon. Mm-hmm. So, Green Bay all of a sudden got healthy and looked decent, right? They look pretty good. Those teams, I don't really fear those teams in the North unless you're there, right? Unless you're in controlled environments. And you're not going to have to worry about playing in Detroit. So I don't really fear that. Right? You get them outside, even Green Bay. I think Green Bay's better inside than they are outside.
I don't fear anyone in the North at this point. The Packers look fine, but I just think they're all just beating themselves up. The Eagles have steamrolled. They're about to sweep the whole division today with a win, right?
Right.
Yeah. North is way overrated this year. I mean, you got to fear. I fear the Rams, and I'm not going to say it. The Cowboys are not going to win a division, but they're going to be live if they sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's not anything any of us want to see.
No, I know. Hey, listen.
There's your man.
They still got a ways to go. Oh! Get over here. It's Pete the Crab. Come here. The great Pete the Crab.
I'm here.
On an Eagles game day Black Friday. VG, give Pete the headset.
All black, baby.
I love it. Happy Thanksgiving, my good brother.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Anthony.
I love it.
I'm falling apart here.
You look great. All right, this is a big game for us.
Yes, it is.
All right, so I need to know, we got to run the ball. Today's a day where I want it to be a Saquon game, right? We get Jalen involved in the run game. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking get Jalen. Yeah, you need to add that extra player. You have Jalen. If he's not a threat, they cheat.
Yes.
You need them to cheat up.
Right.
So if they see him, they're going to get worried that he's going to run to get that short yardage, and that's going to be a problem. So you have to get them, because the seam gets too big. You don't want a big seam. If they know he's running, you have two running backs at that point.
Right.
So then you have to do that.
You got numbers. I mean, it's everything going, and then the pass game works off of that. Look at that. Show that ring again, baby. Look at this. Black Friday football. Do you like Black Friday football?
I don't know. I'll find out today. This is the first time. It's interesting. It's interesting because The people are around. They're out. They're, I don't know if they were eating too many leftovers before they get here. I would hope not.
Oh, look at this. Well, come on, the greatest
Stuff
thing
your
in the world.
turkey with some crab fries.
There's nothing better, man. Crab fries in football and Pete's Pizza. That's what we do here, baby. That's the greatest.
Look at this. Oh, actually, somebody you don't get jobs like this, brother. We feed them. The Gabons come in.
Listen, this is my favorite spot. Chickie's and Pete's, South Philadelphia.
Number 1.
All right, this is where you got to be, man.
Number 1 on the chart. Number 1 in your heart, Chickie and Pete's.
And you know what I always feel like it's even more special around the holidays.
It is. It is.
You do something special around the holidays.
This place, everybody came in. Wednesday night was a blowout night. It was great. It was crazy. All the neighbor came back. It was real nice. Good time.
It's like it's to me. It's Philadelphia. Like the way we do the holidays is my favorite. I love it here. I love it. It feels festive. It feels like the holidays.
What time are you here till?
We're here at 2 o'clock. All right, and then I don't know, kind of cozy up right over there on the bar.
Yeah, we'll make sure to put a couple stools out for you.
Yeah, baby.
Something there, load you up.
Now you'll be heading over. Right now. Right.
Yeah.
Heading over to the seats.
Touchdown Club. Make a couple stops. Then go to the.
You'll be on the field.
Excuse me?
You go on the field?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Nah,
you get mobbed. Between you, I don't know who's a bigger celebrity, you or Big Dom.
Big Dom, man. Nobody's bigger than Big Dom. That guy took off. He's the man. You know what? There's not many nicer people in the world than Big Dom.
And by the way, Dom's story is interesting because people don't know. They think he's just security because he's a big guy and the whole thing. But he wanted to be a scout. And when he was in college, that was what he wanted to do, was be an NFL scout.
He's a scout, but a different kind of scout.
Yeah.
He's making sure the players don't do anything wrong.
He knows the game. Like, he understands the game.
Nice. That's why he's got the headset.
Yeah, it's the great. I know, right? Assistant coach.
Yeah,
man.
He's the coach. Big Dom, the coach.
We got to get you on there.
Oh, yeah. We want to win, not lose.
This is the greatest. You got to get down here. No place better, all right, all weekend long than to celebrate at Chickie's and Pete's, any of your Chickies and Pete's, but especially this one in South Philadelphia, which has always been
the best in-game experience anywhere.
Yes.
You go to any Chickie and Pete's, watch the game. Great sound, great TVs, great
food.
Everything. Great sight lines. This is where you want to be. On a cold day like this, I might be coming back early.
Yeah, I love it. My brother, I love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother.
The greatest. Here he is, Pete the Crab.
My man.
On a black
You're the best. There's nobody better than you, Gargano.
The best. Go Birds. There he is. There's the man. All right, let's do us a favor. All right. Do we have any? Deion Dawkins is out. All right. Wow, the Bills have ruled out both starting tackles for Sunday.
Oh, man.
Man, they're just getting beat up. All right, listen, we don't care about that. We care about us. And to break this down, let's go to our all PHLY Eagles show. No one breaks it down better than Franny Films. Franny.
Happening, guys.
There he is
Franny.
on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. All right, Franny. I keep saying it. To me, the key is going to be the run game, right? Make sure that you get Jalen's involved in it. This Bears defense is vulnerable against the run. Break it down for us, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a defense you absolutely can run against. When you look at the Chicago Bears, they've really struggled at the point of attack. And I think when you're looking at this group, that's where you can get them. They're getting a couple of their corners back. And, that's going to be big for that defense. But this is a group, all those linebacker injuries, the injuries up front along the defensive line. And I agree with you, Ant. Like, getting Jalen incorporated into the run game, to me, that's what kind of opens things up. My expectation is we'll continue to see more of it. We saw a little bit. They started to sprinkle in last week. So I think we'll continue to see more of that moving forward.
And offensively, Fran, the one thing the Bears do is they leak yards to the tight end. So I could see a Goddard having a big day today.
Yeah, I think that when you look at this group, I mean, they're a little bit older at safety. I mentioned the injuries at linebacker already. So, and look, they've been equal opportunity for defenders, right? Like they're giving it up against the run, they're giving it up outside, they're giving it up against the pass. Now, what they have been able to hang their hat on He's creating turnovers. They lead the NFL in turnovers right now. So it's going to be kind of one of those immovable forces against the unbreakable objects kind of deal. When you look at Jalen Hurts and the Eagles don't turn the ball over, going up against a defense that likes to be able to take it away. So that is going to be one of the turning points in this game, certainly.
This Bears team, listen, you said it. They've been obviously very fortunistic, right? Like opportunistic, I should say, with the turnovers. They remind you a little bit of the Commanders from last year that was kind of puffed up a little bit, their record.
Yeah, I mean, they've won, I'm pretty sure it's 5 games in the final minute and a half. To me, like that's you keep pulling that rabbit out of the hat. It's only so long before it goes the other way. We talked about, honestly, the Eagles have been similar, where you have this great record in one-score games. At some point, like, things start going the other way. The Eagles played with fire for the majority of this season, and they got burned last week. You're going to lose some of those one-score games. It's not always going to work out in your favor. So, yeah, I mean, this is a team that has won a lot of games late. Last week against in that game that they had last Sunday against Pittsburgh, it was very close to being a repeat thing, where they needed a 4th down stop very late in the game. Otherwise, the Steelers were driving to try and score, and they were going to give the ball back to Caleb Williams. So I think when you look at this team, yeah, there's a little bit of fugazi to them, but I do think that they do a lot of things offensively that could give the Eagles some trouble.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that, because the Eagles' back end obviously is bagged up. So let's look at it from the Bears standpoint. What's the Bears' game plan going to be?
Yeah, I think they're number one. They're going to try and establish the run. And it's going to be outside stuff. They're trying to get DeAndre Swift and the rookie Kyle Monangai out on the edge, out on the perimeter. They're the most explosive run team in football right now, and they've also been very successful, like down to down, very efficient. And a lot of it, again, it's outside the numbers. They have not been nearly as productive working between the tackles. So get those guys onto the outside. So number one, it's going to be very big for Nolan Smith, Jalen Phillips, EG, all those guys setting firm edges, force that stuff back towards the inside. So that's number one. Number two, they get that run game going, the play action follows. They're a top 5 play action team by volume, and they're a top 5 play action team by efficiency. If you look at Caleb Williams working off play action, that's something that Dak Prescott did really well against the Eagles last week. The Eagles have been one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, actually, at defensively working against play action. A lot of the chunk plays they have given up have been off of those run fakes, and it does negate that pass rush. So that's one of the things, again, we saw that last week against Dallas. And a lot of the stuff that Dallas did with Clayton Adams, their offensive coordinator, those are things that Ben Johnson, they've been able to major in. And so my guess is we're going to see a lot of duplicity with the plan of attack there. And so I think that when you look at it, that will be their number one goal. Get the run game going, get the play action rolling, don't turn it over, and let's see if we can put points on the board against this Eagles defense.
How has the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, that marriage has gone? Because you've seen him get incrementally better.
I'm really excited by what I've seen. As an outside observer, when I'm watching this, all right, you see the great talent in Caleb Williams. The reason why the guy went number one, outstanding arm talent. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic. He's so tough to get to the ground. And honestly, that's one of the things that's tough about going up against this offense. It's a little bit like what we talked about before the Super Bowl last year. All right, you got to defeat like Andy Reid in the scheme first, and then that's the first 3 seconds of the play, and then you have the second part of the play where now you got to beat Caleb Williams, right? He's incredibly hard to get to the ground one-on-one because of his athleticism and because of his strength. So if you can't get him to the ground, he can make plays with his arm and with his legs. And so to me, he's going to throw a couple lasers every game. The downside with Caleb Williams, this is where you can try and make him pay. He's going to spray it. He's going to have some bad misses. Sometimes they're going to be in the middle of the field. You might get an overthrow. You got to make him pay. Sometimes he's going to miss some layups in the flat. All right, so you want to try and take those in stride. But I think that this is going to be a big game for the Eagles from a tackling standpoint. And then I don't think this is a game where you need to like send the kitchen sink at Williams because he's been so good at avoiding pressure. To me, this is let's confuse him. This is a young quarterback, doesn't have that full mental Rolodex. If the first or second thing's not there for him, all right, now let's see. Now let's play ball, Caleb. So I think that's going to be what the game plan will be for Vic Fangio.
No, it's going to be interesting because the Eagles' front should have success against the Bears' O-line, and then I'm curious to see what Ben will do with Caleb because that's when you can get into mistakes. I don't know. Does he run? Does he tuck it? What it'll be. I'm curious to see because aren't you expecting Carter and Phillips to have some success?
They should, but the thing is that when you look at this front, I mean, they've been so good at keeping Caleb Williams upright. And again, some of that is the sack avoidance stuff from Caleb, but because of the way they play, the nature of that, you look at all like sack rate, pressure rate, like all that stuff, they're really high up on the list. They do a really good job schematically of keeping him clean. They're getting really good play from that interior three, two brand new guards from last year and a new center, and then they're getting better tackle play. Even though the left tackle, they've had like 3 starters at left tackle this season. On the right side, Darnell Wright, former top 10 pick, he's playing up to his level. He's playing his best ball. So right now that offensive line is playing pretty well. And to me, again, you go back to last week, Dallas, Jalen Carter lost a bunch of one-on-ones against the rookie Tyler Booker, right? They were able to keep those guys off of Dak Prescott. And so I do think that Chicago, they're going to try and mirror a lot of the things schematically that the Cowboys had success with a week ago.
So, what back end? How would you deploy Cooper? Right? Would you have him predominantly at safety?
Yeah, I think that with Adore in there, I think I would. Personally,
yeah.
I think that, but I'm fascinated to see which direction they go. If it'll be Sidney Brown, or if they're going to go. Essentially, it's do you want to play Michael Carter or do you want to play Sidney Brown? In the past, when given the choice, Vic Fangio has typically gone towards option B as opposed to Sidney Brown. So I do think that's going to be. I mean, literally first defensive snap. Are they in base or are they in nickel? And then where's Cooper DeJean? That's going to be the first thing I'm looking at.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
You had mentioned you don't expect Vic to blitz much, but it feels like Caleb he's better when he's got time and makes plays happen a little bit in the pocket and play a little hero ball. Is it something you want? You think Vic waits to see if the front four can get pressure on him? It feels like a guy who's like prone. Like I would be blitzing him.
You always want to pressure. Right? Obviously, you always want pressure, but it's a matter of like, okay, if you're going to send extra pressure, if the ball's going to come out fast, then that doesn't help you, right? That's what we talked about with like Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But the Lions, they've really struggled in giving up pressure quickly. They're like the number 1 quick pressure rate in football. The Bears have not been that way. They've done a good job of preventing that early pressure. So to me, I think you would rather let's roll the dice here. Not necessarily roll the dice, but let's force Caleb to read things out.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And say like, all right, we're gonna keep him contained. Honestly, similar VG to what they did against Jackson Dart in the second game, not the Thursday night game, but a similar kind of approach there. Keep him contained.
Almost
don't
what
let him
teams
get
do
outside
against Jalen.
Yeah, yes. I think in similar ways, yes, exactly right.
Hey, Franny, we hear, and the stats are atrocious for the Bears' rush defense. Are they more susceptible against the run on the inside versus the outside, or they just stink all over the place?
They've struggled all over the place. And a lot of it has been injury focused. And honestly, some of it is a little bit of talent as well. They've got Grady Jarrett, but Grady Jarrett, he's long in the tooth. Like he's getting up there. Safety, they're a little bit older. I mentioned the linebacker injuries. So they've been without their version of Cooper DeJean, Kyler Gordon throughout most of this year. So they've had a lot of injuries, and some of the issues they've got from a personnel standpoint have showed up. So look, in this game, I think that this would be a really nice get-right spot for Saquon Barkley and for this Eagles rushing attack.
Yes.
I think you can probably expect to see a little bit of Tank Bigsby, a little bit more than what we've seen in weeks past. But to me, like the bigger one is continue to get Jalen Hurts involved more often. And it's not necessarily that he has to be the one that's carrying the ball, but like run more of the option plays. Run more of the ability where now you are keeping defenses honest. They had success last week, and they didn't do it all throughout. I'd be interested to see if they sprinkle more of that in.
There was a play last night. Did you see the Keaton Mitchell touchdown run?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that, I want to see some of that. Right? Like,
Literally, their longest run last week was 7 yards on that 3rd and 3 on the third drive of the game, where they had 3 tight ends on the field and essentially like triple option football. It wasn't triple option, but you get what I'm saying. Like you had 3 tight ends, you loaded up the formation, and it was option football for Jalen Hurts. He handed the ball to Saquon, and Saquon takes off on the corner. It was a similar thing with Mitchell last night, where you are forcing the defense to kind of pick your poison, and if Jalen is a threat to hold on to the football, that's something you have to respect.
That's the point. I've been screaming about it for the entire year now. once the run game started to languish, and we saw the O-line. I mean, even when you look at Fran, this line as it is now, we know Fred is better in pass pro than he is in the run game. There's things that you can do to go downhill, and I think they need to go and attack the edges more.
Yeah, I look in this game, especially with the injuries that Chicago does have. I think that if you're going to go body blows early, and you're going to go inside, and then soften them up, and then get to the outside. I think that can be a good option. Or you can go the opposite and say, hey, you know what? Let's work the perimeter runs early, hire those guys out on the inside, especially the big boys up front, and then hit them inside. I think both of those options are on the table here.
What have you seen? Like I know we've been having this argument for a while now about you mentioned more Bigsby. I don't think Saquon's an issue. To me, it's not about Saquon. Maybe at times he's trying to hit a home run, and when you get frustrated like that, you know, like backs are looking to make plays, right? Especially him. But man, the minute he gets the ball, he's getting touched quick, right? Like the yards before contact aren't a lot.
No, I wrote about it this week for allphly.com, so our diehards can go. And what I did was I went back and just looked at some next-gen numbers from the year and compared them to last year. And all the movement stuff, like top-end speed, average speed, it's all like basically the same. And I think when you're looking at, I don't think that it's an issue of like Saquon Barkley's lost a step. Like honestly, you talked about Baltimore last night. Derrick Henry looks a little bit slower this year compared to last year. We've seen this up close. We saw DeMarco Murray, lived that, right? This is not a DeMarco Murray, he ran for 2,000 last year, and now he lost a step. That's not the issue here with Saquon Barkley. I think when you're looking at this has been a blocking issue, a situational issue. The teams are loading the box more often this year compared to last year, and if you aren't making them respect that, trying to equate the numbers game, try to level up the numbers game in your favor by factoring the quarterback in, those loaded boxes are going to get the best of you. And to me, that's the bigger thing, is that teams are going to load the box. And again, they're doing it 13% more often this year compared to last year when he ran for 2,000 yards. So if they're doing it more often and you're not making them respect the threat of the quarterback run game, they're always going to have an extra hat to the football. And so I think that's something that is just going to, they have to get better with that here moving forward.
Fran, I agree with Anthony here with the Saquon not losing stuff, but I've had 4 people over the last couple of days show me the Pro Football Focus stats with Bigsby as the #1 ranked runner and Saquon 60th. Help me make sense of that or defend why those people are clueless for relying on that.
All right, so 2 things. The context is so important with a lot of the Bigsby runs. And by the way, I am pro Tank Bigsby.
Right.
I had a high grade on Bigsby. I like the trade. He's a good player. But the big thing is you have to, when you're looking at the numbers, especially in the run game, you have to, context matters. Number one, it's a really small sample size. But number 2, if he's running, the one long run he had against the Giants came on it was 2nd and 25. You're going to get a light box, right? You're facing a lot of light boxes and pass-first situations. Yeah, you're painting a picture there where he's going to be able to take off for 8 yards on 1st and 15. He's going to be able to take off for 7 yards on 3rd and 11, right? So I think you're seeing a lot of those. He's running hard, and that's what you want. I'm not saying that he's bad, but the whole Tank Bigsby needs to play more over Saquon. You got to miss me with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. You had to bring that up to irritate me.
I agree with you. I'm on your side, but there are people out there relying on this calling for Tank Bigsby. So I'm trying to tell them why they shouldn't. That's all. Jesus. I'm now on Tank Bigsby's #1 fan. Get out of here. I like the guy. Come on.
Sounds like you are.
It reminds me of the backup. It's the backup catcher syndrome that we always fall into in Philadelphia, man. Stop. Go with your talent. What kind of game do you feel today? Do you think it's going to be is this a game where the offense is able to start to go down the hill a little bit and put up mid-20s, upper 20s?
I'll tell you what, I have a weird feeling about this one. This feels like an Eagles get-right game. Right,
yeah.
This feels like the luck goes back against the Bears a little bit. The Eagles win by 2-3 scores.
Yeah.
Now, I felt a little bit like that last week. Right now, I think the Cowboys' offense is better than the Bears' offense. We did that panic meter right on our social channels this week about the Eagles' offense. I had the highest rating on the panic meter, and so I don't feel like the offense doesn't give me a ton of faith. But that said, like I just think that they have too much talent. There's too much talent. They're working in new things. I'm anticipating the quarterback run to be a little bit more of a factor. And then, as we talked about, this Bears defense is ripe for the picking. So, yeah, I do think the Eagles get right here. I do think they win by double digits.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
I mean, it's funny because it's almost like I'm trying to figure out, is because we know this team so well that this should be that, right? That's my only fear, because you're right. When I watch them, they're not pretty, right? And now, I mean, again, you still got no lane, but it should be. This should be one of those games where they just roll, man. And that's kind of my vibe too.
This should be like, we've seen these performances in the past from the Eagles where it's like, all right, a team comes into town and they just roll.
Yeah.
Like offensively, they just steamroll this team. That's what this should be.
Yep.
Now, do I have a ton of faith on it? Would I be going to Parks and what? I don't know. I don't know that I feel that strong about it.
Right.
But my gut, like when I woke up this morning, my son they went to go visit family. My wife and son went to go visit family while I worked here. They're gonna be back for the game, and they were like, how do you feel about the game? I was like, you guys get back. We're gonna sit down comfortable. I really feel like this is gonna be a comfortable Eagles win. That's how I feel.
Woo! I love it. I love it. Franny, great stuff as always, man. Make sure you become a diehard. So all of Franny's breakdowns, all his stuff, which is amazing. You want to read it. You want to see it. It's just great stuff. Fran, we love you, buddy. Thanks,
Appreciate
pal.
it, guys.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Franny, have you
There
had
he is, Franny Films. Check it in. Don't forget, Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale going on right now. Today, right, through Tuesday, 30% off of everything in the store. Up to 75% off sale items. All right, go to allphly.com and check out our merch store. Really cool stuff we have. All right, Eagle stuff, the Sixers, it's PHLY stuff is really cool. We have great merch, so check it out, man. You will love it. Allphly.com. And again, man,
it's not one of those lame sales where it's like select styles up to 30% off. It's 30% off.
Everything in the store, and up to 75% off a sale item. So, I mean, you can't beat it. All right, now through Tuesday, check it out and become a diehard, dude. Like, guys, you will love it. All right, trust me. Let's take care of some business, and then we're going to talk to EJ live down at the stadium, a few blocks from here at Chickie's and Pete's. Powered by Xfinity. Let's talk about Xfinity. All right. Look, we're watching the game. Big watch day, family day, right? Where everybody's having leftover turkey. Nothing better than watching the game on an Xfinity setup. You don't want the mess. You don't want the VG way, lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. You don't want that.
Such a pain in the butt.
It's not his fault.
It's embarrassing when I have people over too.
But he's a social guy, so he's going to go out. You at home, trust me. All right, you got to do it. It's the ultimate sports destination. Find the best games, your favorite teams, all in one place. The way you watch is next level. All right, you got Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear, feel like you'd be at the link. All right. Sometimes, like tomorrow, you can have 4 games going on once during the colleges. On top of that, you get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. It's the best seat in the house every time. Listen, make sure game day is a big fan, not a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Now, if you're a parent out there, one of the most important skills you can teach your children is financial responsibility. So pay attention, parents. The holidays are here, and it's the perfect time to teach your kids a little something about money. And Greenlight makes it easy. Greenlight's the all-in-one money app and debit card made just for families. It helps kids learn to spend wisely, save for what matters, and build smart money habits, all with you calling the plays. Here's the best part. TrueMark Financial Credit Union members get a free custom card with their free Greenlight subscription, and that's an $80 value. Not a member yet? That's not a problem. You can open an account online or at any of the TrueMark Financial's 24 branches throughout the area to score this exclusive offer. With Greenlight, you'll get real-time spending alerts, easy controls, and an instant on-off switch for your kids' cards. Plus, kids can earn on their savings, manage chores and allowance right there, all in the app. It's super cool. So make this holiday season a win. Visit TrueMark.com/Greenlight for all the details and get started today. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
All right, now let's go to our man on the scene from all PHLY birds. You read him. He does a great job. You watch him with Bo Wolf and Franny and Rich Hoffman. That's right, our man, E.J. Smith.
What's going on, guys? I love the energy. Love the energy.
EJ.
Listen, we are live at Chickie's and Pete's right down the street from you in South Philadelphia, and everybody's filled with it, man. It's Black Friday football, baby. What's this? Set the scene for us down there at the stadium.
Yeah, it's a windy day down here for sure. A little inside baseball, like walking in, I'm like, oh man, I got the hit with Cuz. I got to make sure my hair doesn't blow around too much before I get on camera here. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a windy one down here. It's not too cold, but I imagine by kickoff it'll be a little bit colder. Kind of reminds me of the game against the Lions, where the elements are definitely going to play a factor. I think that both passing games will be affected by the wind here today for sure.
Okay, so you do see a dramatic impact on the pass game with the wind.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Jalen struggle a little bit with it, against the Lions, and obviously, like, the Bears play at Soldier Field. They're probably used to elements affecting the pass game, but I do think that it's going to have an impact on the pass game. I'll be honest with you, looking at this game, I heard you guys talking about it with Fran as well. I see it a lot the same way you do. I think even if the elements weren't as much of a factor as they could be, this is going to be a run game for the Eagles, but especially with the wind, I think that's even going to push it even further into that direction.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how many times we could say it and talk about it, but Jalen in the run game. It's a broken record. But this is where they have to kind of lean in and have to get that going. This is not about satiating A.J. Brown, satiating the pass game. You got to win this game, all right? And you got to be able to run it.
Yeah, and it's funny you mention it, because Kevin Patullo earlier in the week talked about all the different things that they've been trying in the run game and kind of hinted that they're excited about some new wrinkles that they're going to implement over the coming weeks, and especially this week. And I do wonder if that will be the QB run game. We saw it a little bit more with the Cowboys. Maybe it makes sense. These games, you saw the Cowboys win last night. These games are starting to have higher stakes. We're getting to that point in the season where you're kind of willing to throw caution to the wind a little bit more. So, yeah, I think that the run game, if they can't get it right against this Bears defense, it's going to leave you with even more questions than you already have. And I do think adding Jalen, that +1 nature, I've heard so much over the last few years about how important it is to have a quarterback-inclusive run game. And I think that you'll start to see more and more of that as the stakes rise throughout the season.
And listen, I get it. Like, you don't want to do it the whole year and imperil him and that sort of thing. But now, with the way the offense is, I think it's imperative to get this offense some confidence. I mean, we've now seen it week in, week out, where the offense has just floundered, right? Like, this needs to be a day where they feel good about themselves.
Yeah, and they've been trying to get the run game going. It's how they want to play games. They want to control games. They want to be more physical than the opposition. They haven't been able to be that consistently, but this does, Fran uses the phrase "get right game," right? This is a moment and an opportunity for them to get the run game back on track and try to build off of it. So no, it's a big opportunity, not just this week, but moving forward, for them to start to access some things, pull some levers in the run game. Get it going, get it back on track.
So, what do you see? Let's go health-wise. So, Adoree is in. Where do you see the back end now? Will Cooper be at safety? I mean, it makes sense.
That's going to be an interesting cat and mouse game with the personnel groupings, in my opinion, because Sidney Brown against the play action is the number one thing I'm worried about if I'm looking at this Eagles defensive matchup against the Bears. The Bears are explosive in the play action game, and Sidney Brown is the exact type of player that they're going to try to exploit. So the Bears, they use 12 personnel, they use heavy personnel packages a good amount. They're top third in the league in 12 personnel snaps. The rate at which they use those, and I wonder if when the Eagles go in their base defense, if Cooper DeJean is going to be that safety that they put alongside Reed Blankenship. And if the Bears go with a lot of heavy personnel packages, I would wonder if the Eagles try to insulate Sidney Brown, get him off the field, and put Cooper DeJean back there. I think it makes the most sense, especially with the Dory Jackson, like you said, healthy and available to play.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, I'm looking at, Chicago, you got Loveland, who was their big pick this year, right? And then close to Loveland from Michigan, who's a stud. And you still got Cole Kmet. So, they love 12, man. That's playing. That's what they want to do. And Ben Johnson, and you see it all around the league. You see what McVay, you see what creativity that Ben Johnson has with his two tight ends. They both can block and both can catch it.
Yeah. So, I mean, matched up against Sidney Brown, I don't necessarily feel great about that. So I do think this could be, I've called this before and been wrong, but I think this could be a base game for the Eagles where they lean into it and have Cooper at safety. Again, it's really leaning heavily on Dory Jackson, but I think, that's the lesser of the two concerns here when you look at Sidney Brown back there.
What about the front, EJ? Is this a game now? The front should be able to I think, eat a little bit with penetration against that O-line.
Yeah, to me, Caleb Williams is exactly the type of quarterback that you need to be able to get home with four guys, and they've shown the capability the Eagles have to be able to get pressure with that four-man rush since Jalen Phillips got here. That's important, because he is an out-of-structure player. You don't necessarily want to blitz guys like that and force them out of the pocket and let them try and create out of structure. So, it's going to have to be a structured rush for the Eagles. It's going to be, keeping him in the pocket. But yeah, for those quick pressures from those guys, that's going to be huge. I think that the Bears have a solid offensive line, but I think this is another game where the Eagles should be able to, wreak havoc up front, and that insulates guys like Dory Jackson or Sidney Brown. You don't want those guys having to cover, for a long time back there.
So ultimately, what do you expect the Bears to do? Because listen, Ben Johnson's a really good coach. He's brought this offense along. I guess they're going to try to run perimeter with Swift and inside with Monange, but the Eagles are pretty good against the run. So I'm curious about what they're going to want to try to do against this Eagles defense.
Yeah, I think the game script's going to be so important, right? The Eagles want to be able to get out to an early lead and protect it, try and get the run game going. I think the Bears are going to want to do the same exact thing here. I think they're going to want to get those perimeter runs like Fran mentioned that you guys have talked about and really set the pass game up with that. If the Eagles can get them to be one-dimensional, that opens things up for the four-man rush. So I think it's going to have a lot to do with how the early going of this game goes. I would be a little bit concerned about if the Eagles' run game takes a while to get going, how that affects the game. But I think if I'm the Bears, that is it. I want to test the Eagles secondary. They're usually a team that likes to exploit linebackers with that play action game, but the Eagles are set up in a way where they should be able to handle that well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big perimeter run game, big play action plan from the Bears. I think they're just going to try and be an explosive offense today. I don't know if they'll be necessarily as good on schedule because of the fact that the Eagles are so good against the run. But if they can exploit that back end, if they can get Sidney Brown isolated, that's what I'd be concerned about if I were the Eagles for sure.
All right, flip side, offense, Eagles O-line. Kind of what shape what are you expecting, right? Fred, we're talking about run, and Fred is a guy that's better in pass pro.
Yeah, it could be a week where they go heavy again. The Steelers had some success against the Bears going heavy. Now, obviously, they've got the personnel.
I would go heavy, but
obviously
it's tough, right? I mean, Calcaterra has just been awful.
Oh, I'm talking heavy. I'm talking jumbo. Right. On the field. Yeah, I think obviously they had some troubles getting lined up with that, but I still think you go with that 6 offensive linemen and you try and just be more physical. You try to out physical them. I don't know if this is a week where you out scheme a team. I think it is. You get Jalen involved in the run game. You have that +1 aspect. That's your out scheme. And then just beat them up front. I think that's going to be open for them. They're banged up at linebacker and they're healthy. The Bears are getting healthier in the secondary as well. So to me, I think it doesn't have to be a complicated game. It's like both things can be true. We did the panic meter about the Eagles offense earlier in the week. I think this is a matchup that doesn't really need to, it doesn't need the Eagles to make great strides in the pass game. They have to be able to run the ball, and they should be able to against this Bears defense.
I'm hoping we see some Cameron Latu today.
Yes.
You and me both, man.
More of him.
Yes.
Jeez, oh man.
Yeah. Why hasn't that been? It was
fullback
funny.
or tight end there.
Yes, exactly.
Like, why? And here's the thing. I like him as a fullback, as an H-back. I like him in that spot because him going downhill creates space. Why has that not happened?
Yeah, it really is confounding. They've really relied on Grant Calcaterra and consistently said that they're happy with the way that he's played. But no, I think that especially a game like this, you want to go in 21 or 22 personnel. I mean, it's not like Fran sometimes poo-poos the Cam Latu stuff, but it's the guy just goes out there and he tries to crack somebody's skull. He just goes out there and he's just physical, and that's what they need right now in the run game. So, I think this would be a great opportunity for it. I think they got to lean into it, and I think he's the exact player that you lean into it with.
Hey, EJ, the practice window closed on Willie Lampkin, so he's not playing. Do you know what was up with that? Are they not impressed with what they saw?
Yeah, I'm not sure it surprised me, if I'm being honest. I thought that they'd find space for him. Usually when you open the window for a guy, you prioritize getting him back on there. But maybe it's that they just didn't see a role for him. They have a lot of those young offensive linemen that they got to find roster spots for. But yeah, no, that one definitely surprised me a little bit. I know it disappointed some of our PHLY Eagles friends here.
Dude, he's got a cult following. He's never played a snap.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
where are they, you think, as a coaching staff, right? Like, you know how loud it can get here. And coming off the loss, the last time they came off the loss on a short week, it was that Thursday night against the Giants, and they lost. Now they're coming off a loss to Dallas, short week, at home against the against the Bears. Kind of where do you think they're at?
Yeah, I think that they when they look back at that Cowboys game, you heard a lot this week about the penalties and the self-inflicted wounds. And I think that, as far as like the scheme and, some of the areas that it seems like it's lacking, I think that those guys have confidence in what they do. For better or worse, I think they believe in the plan that they have. I think that they look at the mistakes, and the coaching staff is obviously taking a lot of accountability for that. I think it's the penalties that they're pointing to more so than, necessarily like the way that the game was called, the conservative approach. I think that stuff, honestly, I think it's baked in with the Nick Sirianni team. I think it's baked in with the Nick Sirianni-led offense. I think that you're going to see those things, that conservative nature. But I think that, the Eagles, they can clean up some of the penalties, that they can stay ahead of the sticks, which, again, I think they should be able to do against the Bears. I think they feel pretty good about where they are, despite some of the concerns that a lot of people on the outside have. And I'm not saying that those concerns are wrong here. I share some of those concerns looking at this Eagles offense, but yeah, I think that when they look at it, it's definitely maybe a little bit more about some of the stuff that came up against the Cowboys in terms of mental errors.
Do you think it's funny because we debate about the conservative nature and going after points and before halftime last week and everything else. But it feels like Sirianni's almost emboldened by the fact that, look, see, if we don't commit those penalties and if Barkley doesn't fumble, our conservative nature would equal a win last week. And so it makes him want to double down on this whole, hey, we're playing it close to the vest because that's how you win and how we win.
Especially with the Bears being so good at turnover creation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you use the word emboldened. I've used the word defiant before. I think that I think if you ask Nick, he's going to say that the record speaks for itself on these things. I think that they've won a lot of games and they've won those games playing this way. I think it's fair to wonder if they've gone to the extreme with some of the approach things that they've had. But I think for him, again, he'd point to the record. He'd point to the way that they've played while he's while he's used this approach as the reason to keep going with it, even though sometimes it does leave something to be desired. And listen, it invites a lot of close games. It invites higher degree of difficulty situations for the team. But again, the bottom line is hard to argue with Nick there.
I know, and it's funny because I get that intellectually, and I understand it, and it's kind of how they're built. The only thing is the hunting points to me is important, right?
Yeah.
And right before halftime, I mean, there's 17 seconds to go. You got 2 timeouts. I just don't get, are you that afraid of the quarterback throwing a pick? You can't trust him not to throw a pick in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, Bo and I talked about this in the show. It's like a double negative where you've got a quarterback who's conservative to begin with. You've got a quarterback that's been coached to be risk averse and not take chances with the ball. you should then be able to trust him and say, okay,
Right.
we can be aggressive because we know that he will be careful with the football. If you had a guy who took unnecessary chances, if you had the late Eagles era Carson Wentz back there, I get it a little bit more. But no, I feel like with the way that Jalen plays the game, you should be able to be aggressive. So no, I completely agree with you. But again, I think whenever Nick starts to talk about these things, it's consistent. It's the record, it's the success that they've had, it's the studies that they've done. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I do. If you're asking me what his argument would be, he would point to those things for sure.
And trust your defense, especially at the end of the first half. Nick's not going to let them get a bunch of big plays. You give up the ball going long or trying to get a field goal at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and he's worried about giving the other team that chance. He's worried about the other team getting the field goal in those situations instead of chasing it themselves. So it's tough to defend, but I can at least present you the defense. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
and I get it. I guess I understand, to a point, but then I'm all right. Well, you also need to dictate, and one of the things that this offense I think has struggled with is they allow the defense to dictate what they're going to do instead of dictating on their end.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the players agree with that sentiment, that they want to be the aggressors on offense. They want to be the ones that dictate. They certainly have the talent to do that. They have the investment in the group to do that. But, yeah, it just hasn't been the case for them this year. It seems like they've been playing these games just trying to avoid mistakes. And, yeah, I think that disconnect, this argument, I mean, that argument is had within the building, whether it's players with players and coaches. But this is kind of just
Or all the way
the Nick Sirianni wants it.
all the way upstairs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, of course. Yeah. So, that's a discussion that I think when Nick gets presented with it, again, it comes down to the studies that he's done and, the way that they've had success with that approach.
All right. How do you see it? It played out for us. Play out kind of, what it feels like to you and the result.
I'm going to guess this one plays out like the Lions game early on. An ugly game, slower pace to start. But I think the Eagles are going to get the run game going. Whether it's, if you're asking me to pull out like the crystal ball, I'm going to guess it's a Saquon Barkley explosive run on the perimeter. To get things going, and that they're just going to start to snowball from there. Just start to beat up the Bears up front. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to call it like a get right game in terms of a blowout, but I think it'll be a get right game in the sense that they'll have gotten the run game going in a way that was encouraging. I feel like the Eagles defense will be fine. I think that the play action stuff with Sidney Brown, I trust that Vic will have a good plan for that. So I think it'll be a low scoring game. Again, one that the Eagles run game kind of controls for most of the second half. I'm going to go Eagles 24, Bears 20.
I like
24-20.
it. As the fight song erupts at Chickie's and Pete's, EJ
Good timing.
predicts a 24-20 victory for the Birds. EJ, we love you, man. Great stuff as always. We'll be reading you. We'll be watching your post game, the whole nine, man.
Yeah, I got some leftover lasagna when I get home too, cuz. Gotta have it.
Can I just say, EJ sent me a beautiful picture of a great-looking lasagna.
Good for him. Good for him.
So did I.
Get the hell out of here, Frazier.
Get out of here.
You are the man, EJ. Thank you, buddy.
Yep.
We love you, pal.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving to you. There he is, EJ Smith on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
What do you think the Saquon over-under is for rushing yards?
I'll say 72.
79 and a half.
79.
79.5.
That's hefty, man.
Yeah. I like it.
I do too. I think it should happen.
Jalen 34 and a half.
I like the over that.
I would love that over.
I mean, listen, I would love it. I don't, again, I think you should, but you don't know. Frazier said over his lasagna. That wasn't real, right? That was something you made up?
He grabbed that off the internet.
Yeah. I looked at it for 3 seconds.
It had like cranberries in it and stuff.
Yeah, it was AI.
Yeah, it was an AI.
I AI'd a lasagna with Thanksgiving fixings in it.
Yeah, that was just vomitous. I saw that. What are you, nuts? The whole thing.
I didn't know how I'd feel about the Black Friday game, but I got my shopping in early, and I'm loving this, man. I love the vibe today. The city feels good walking around town. I think this is going to be a good, healthy game for us today.
Yeah,
Everyone does really well today, man.
I love it. I mean, I don't know. It's football, man.
Well, you love football every day.
So I mean, what's there not to love?
But Black Friday,
It's messing me up a little bit because I'm standing here and I'm thinking, well, it's Sunday. And then I'm looking at the TVs, this college football playing. I'm like, what is going on? And then I remembered it's Friday. It's like,
I always loved this day. This was always a college day. Like going back to when I was a kid, like when we were kids, there was a college day, Oklahoma, Nebraska, right? Like that. It was always that day. There was rivalry weekend across college football, and I don't mind. Listen, I like the fact that there's an NFL game. I don't know. I love it.
I love it. I didn't know how it. Yeah, the fact that it's ours, I wouldn't mind this being a tradition.
Yeah,
I think Cowboys can get their Thanksgiving. Give the Birds Friday, Black Friday.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
And they wear the black uniforms. I'm okay with that. Yeah,
that's nice.
I don't necessarily love the black uniforms, but on today, Black Friday, yes.
Yeah, the blackout fits.
Yeah.
You know what? That's interesting. Should we get the way Detroit and Dallas get Thanksgiving? Should we get Black Friday?
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah.
Black Friday for Philadelphia.
Yeah, nice going every year.
Spell Friday with a PH.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm down with that. That's 100%. A good idea. That's a really good idea. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's go take care of some business. All right. And then the great one, live from Austin, Texas. Woo! Baldy's going to join us where he's doing Texas A&M tonight. But let's take care of some of our business. Let's talk about Chogo. Oh, Chogo. Listen, you don't want to mess with your stars when it comes to business and your company or your business. You don't want your stars doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, right? Like, you don't want, Jalen Carter carrying the football. Or if in my house, you don't want me doing any of the shopping. Right? You talk about shopping, I don't.
100%.
Right? You don't want that. It's not worth the risk, the time, and the money. You got to keep your stars focused on doing what they do best. And the same goes for your business. All right? The tedious, time-consuming, redundant activities that wear the team down. Forget it. No more. Chogo can help any business look to reduce operating costs, become more efficient, and unlock more time for their best people. From customer service and accounting to order management, logistics, administration, admin stuff, right? Data entry, even complex multi-step operational processes. They're there to take it off your plate at a fraction of the cost.
Love it.
All right? This is a genius idea, by the way.
You only got so much bandwidth. You can't spend it on tedious, meaningless stuff. You need to focus on the big picture stuff.
You want to outsource it. The beauty of Togo is they become one of your staff. Like, they kind of mold into you, right? Like, they're shapeshifters is what they are. They give you
love it.
Free process mapping, engineering, right? No cost, no commitment. They don't bill you a dime until the real work begins. Programs start as low as $1,000 a month, so it's not going to break your bank. Every Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, U.S.-based process engineers who act as your quarterback, giving you complete control, total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, they turn your playbook into performance. You call the plays, they execute. All right? Mm-hmm. Perfect. At Togo, turning your playbook into performance is where it goes. Scale smarter, work faster, stay focused on winning. Togo.com. Now, let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. What do we got, buddy? What's the latest of the line movements? Where are we at?
Let's see. Let me get it here. We are 7. We're still at 7, locked in. A lot of money on the Bears, so I feel good about this 7. I'm loving it. Over-under's 43.5.
Tick it down. It was 44.5.
Yeah, juice is on the over.
I wonder if it's because of the wind. It is nasty. The wind's nasty.
I still kind of like the over.
Do you? It's got to get out of hand.
This is one of those games where brain tells you, this is a tease game. You tease the Eagles to -1, and you get the over 37.5. I like that.
All right.
Or if you go tease the under to 50, but who wants to tease the under?
Yeah, again, it just feels like I don't think Chicago's going to score
at all.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying shutout, but I don't think they're going to score enough for it to be an over. I don't know. You could bet Birds anytime TD scores. Jalen, AJ, Saquon, Goddard. Right? I like Goddard today.
Let me see. Goddard's receiving yards
I think Goddard. I smell a Goddard game today.
Goddard's over/under 35.5 yards.
There's your play.
Yeah.
Over Goddard today. All right, do it. $25 on Goddard to score today. Pays $48.75. BetPark's the only app that you will ever recommend. All right, you got it all on it. By the way, 6 is in action tonight too. 7-point favorite at Brooklyn. You can bet it all. The BetPark's online sportsbook gives you always another way to bet on pro football. Double the spread every weekend. All right. In fact, we can look at it. There's one game that was double today.
And today it was?
Yeah. Right now, new casino users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back, plus 250 free spins on the new slot game, Tree Wishes, 1-2 tree, Christmas tree. A BetParks exclusive, got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan. BetParks.com is the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
They got a good daily boost. Jalen Hurts or Barkley to score 2+ touchdowns, plus 350. Paid plus 225. Now it's boosted to plus 350.
That's good. Yeah, that's very good. All right, we're going to be joined by Baldy coming up in just a moment. But it's also a good time to tell you about our Black Friday sale that's going on.
Get your gear, fill the closet.
Yeah.
Buy your gifts.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday, now through Tuesday, December 2nd, 30% off everything in the store. All PHLY.com, up to 75% off sale items, 30% off everything.
Everything.
And here's the thing about all of our gear. Go look at it. It's awesome, right? It's not like your typical gear. We do player teams. Like it's a Philadelphia feel to it.
Yes.
It really is its own entity, right?
I 100% agree.
It's a lot of times like media outlets are in the merch game, and it's like, hey, this is the call letters. Right, or the station name. Mm-hmm. It's not that. This is a playoff of all Philadelphia, like the Black Iverson shirt, like the Sixers one.
Oh, dude, I love that one.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Check it out. Go to allphly.com for the merch store, and again, 30% of everything in the store, 75% of all great sale items. All right, we got. Here's the lineup coming up for the next hour. We got Baldy from Texas, and then Mikey Garafolo, who's doing a game from the NFL Network. He's here at the link around 1:30. DeBrain will stop by to take a look at the weekend's football and everything else that we got going on. Yesterday was an interesting day, right? So the Lions go down. Mm-hmm. All right, well, hold on. We got them. All right. On the Xfinity mobile call-in line, let's go live to Austin, Texas, where Baldy's going to be calling Texas A&M tonight. I know he'll find some time to watch some Eagles-Bears. Baldy!
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
What's up, Baldy? Happy Thanksgiving.
My brother.
That was fun yesterday, man. I literally did 12 straight hours of football and then drank a bunch of wine and ate some turkey at midnight, and here we are ready to go today.
That's a great day, man. That's a great day. Football, late night turkey and wine. Yeah. Can't beat it. Let's go over it. Before we get to Eagles-Bears, let's go over yesterday, all right? And get your thoughts on Lions and Packers. We saw a day where the Lions are so banged up, and the Packers showed up, man. Big way.
Both sides of the ball, too. I mean, Jordan Love probably played his best game of the year. Threw the 4 touchdown passes, didn't make a mistake. Got the ball to all his wide receivers. For the first time since Tucker Kraft got hurt, I felt like, okay, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, I mean, the whole group
Watson
played
down
well.
the field.
Christian Watson.
Yeah.
Watson had the big, double move touchdown. I felt like even with a couple injuries on the offensive line, they played really, and Micah Parsons just knows how to close the game out.
Right.
I mean, look, you think about it. He's the only player in NFL history, 106 years in NFL history, to record 12-plus sacks in each of his first 5 years. Like, he's a consistent threat. and he knows how to close a game out, and he did yesterday. And look, if you look at Detroit's side, they lost to Green Bay week 1, opening week of the season. They won 4 in a row, and since then, since October 5th, they have not won 2 in a row yet. They've won 1, lost 1, won 1, lost 1. They have not won 2 games in a row. So you could say injuries, and that's true. Lose Amon-Ra, lose, Sam Laporta, you lose all these guys. It's true. But at the same time, they haven't figured out a way to win 2 in a row.
What was impressive is the Packers were able to really kind of corral Gibbs. They didn't get it. He didn't get really involved in the pass game where he's so dangerous. They were able to kind of keep a lid on him a little bit.
Not a little bit,
yeah.
A lot, because he ran for 220 yards against the Giants the week before. He had 60 yards yesterday. He didn't get the explosive runs. They tried me, you saw him they were 0 for 3 again on 4th down. It's their Achilles heel. It was against the Eagles. And if they convert the 4th downs, maybe they win that game. But 4th and 2, there's Jahmyr Gibbs. Give it to your best player, and gets tackled for a loss.
So I know that's who he is, Dan Campbell. But you could argue it cost him against San Francisco a couple years ago. And I mean, the constant go for it on 4th down. Does that ever get? That'll be written on his tombstone if they don't win.
Or if they don't qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they don't make the playoffs, that's what they're 13 of 26 on 4th downs this year, which is a high number of attempts. It's a low number of conversions, because it's essentially, think about it, it's 13 turnovers.
Yes.
It's one thing if you're 13 of 26 on 3rd downs and you get a chance to either go for it on 4th or take a field goal or punt. It's another thing if you're 13 of 26 and you give the ball back to the offense, like they did against the Eagles, like they did last night. I mean, those are 13 turnovers.
I really thought it was in the 4th quarter. He had a chance to kick a field goal to make it a 1-score game, and he doesn't do it. Like, I know you got to get the touchdown, but it feels so much different. It was like there was still like 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Just take the points. I just don't understand that game management there.
Let me tell you what happens, because if I'm the right guard on the team and we go for it on 4th down, we come away with nothing, even though we might have had a good drive. Versus we kick the field. When we come off the field, we got 3. Like in our mind, it was still a successful drive. Maybe not what we wanted, but we got something out of it. It's like, honestly, it's a very similar feeling when you go for a touchdown and you miss the extra point. Like, it's just a deflating thing when you come off the field.
That's a great analogy. Great analogy. It doesn't matter that you got the ball all the way into the red zone if you come away empty-handed. Great. It's a great analogy, man. It really is. All right. How about the Cowboys? Oh, my. I did not expect them to win that game yesterday. Chiefs go up and down the field on the first 2 possessions, and then Dallas comes back, and Dallas's defense played really well after that point.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen to the Cowboys. They're still looking on the outside in, but nobody can watch the Cowboys the last 3 weeks and not think that they're a dangerous team. I mean, Dak can't play any better. Like Pickens destroyed the Eagles. He destroyed, between CD and Pickens last night, they destroyed Jalen Watson and, McDuffie all night long. And if they weren't, and it was interesting what Andy Reid said after the game, because I don't know if you stuck around to listen to the post game, but Andy said, look, you got to be aggressive with those guys. If you're not, they're going to beat you. But they got aggressive with them, and they got all kinds of penalties, right? And the penalties gave the Cowboys 5 first downs. But that's where you're at with these 2 guys right now. And look, they have a 7th-round pick playing left tackle, in Nate Thomas, played really good. The 1st-round pick dominated Chris Jones up front. Like, they protect, and you give Dak protection right now with those 2 receivers and the tight end. All right. I mean, they're going to score points. They're just going to score points. They're just that good right now.
You said it, and how dangerous. Listen, I know they're in a hole, and look, they're 6-5-1, They got the Lions coming up, and then they're home Vikings, home Chargers, at Washington, at the Giants. You liking the backdoor in?
I kind of do, Cuz. I kind of do because they, this is obviously, we're in a 5 games after the Eagles play today. Everybody that plays this weekend, it's a 5-game season. And so really what you've done because it doesn't matter how you get in this business. Like Detroit was 15-2, Cuz, number 1 seed. Washington went in there, blew them out. I don't care about what your regular season. If you get in, you're one of 7 teams that get in, and you're the Cowboys right now, you're a dangerous team. You've got 6 brand new starters back there, including the 2 safeties, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. You got 2 new linebackers, 2 new defense tackles. And oh, by the way, everywhere Jadeveon Clowney goes, the kid plays hard. You can debate whether he's whatever you want to debate. He's a good football player. He plays the game the right way, and he's healthy. Like, that's a dangerous team, and I wouldn't count them out right now. No way.
I'm with you. I'm kind of getting scared. Meanwhile, the Chiefs.
But if you think about that, though, because, I know this got talked about a little bit last night, but they just beat the Super Bowl representatives last year in back-to-back days in 4 days. Back-to-back games within a 4-day span.
Yeah, I did not expect them to win yesterday. I just thought the Chiefs playing desperate, man. And now 6-6. Right now they got a bunch of winnable games coming up.
But they play Houston though, right?
Right, Houston in Kansas City, Chargers in Kansas City, at Tennessee, home Denver, and then at the Raiders.
Well, the 2 tackles that finished the game yesterday are terrible.
Yeah.
So, Mahomes is under siege, but you can't tell me that Wanye Morris and Jalen Moore can hold up against the Houston Texans with what they bring off the edge.
Yes.
Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter,
Mr. Anderson.
They lead the league in sacks.
Yes. I feel sorry for Mahomes.
Exactly. They're just chumming the waters right now.
How hard is it, Baldy? Like, we talk about it a lot. But when you're like the Chiefs or the Eagles, and you've had these long, playing almost an extra month of football, does attrition just have to just come in? We've seen it with Kansas City. We see with the Eagles' injuries up front. Is it just an attrition thing?
I don't know, because we haven't really seen 2 teams dominate the way the Eagles and Chiefs have in a while. So I know it's kind of a built-in talking point, not making it an excuse, but it's a built-in talking point. Does the extra 5 weeks each year for these 2 organizations, especially the Chiefs, going to 5 Super Bowls here, does it catch up to Chris Jones? Does it catch up to Creed Humphrey, Mahomes, Kelsey? Chris Jones. It's just, it might very well do it. You only have so many games in you. I don't care what position you play. You only have so many tackles, so many hits. It might, but what's the alternative? Not going there. At what point does it catch up? If it does, I don't think being fatigued is the reason why we're getting beat. Their pass rush is almost non-existent. And Spags. I just watched the game. Spags went. They're up 21-20. Remember this point in the game? It's 21-20. It's like 3rd and 10. And they hit Pickens on a quick slant against a blitz 0. That's when he jumped over that guy on the sideline. They got right down to scoring position, but it's 3rd and 10. Spags like, I'm going for it. And they went blitz 0. They had 2 free hitters come right at Dak. But he got the ball out quick to Pickens, and he did the rest. Did a little pirouette to the outside, away from the defenders coming at him. And, they had a 40-yard chunk right there.
The Cowboys' offense is really impressive from the standpoint of they just get the ball out. I don't know that I would have gone, and I love the master, but it's hard to get pressure against that team because he just gets, we've talked about it a million times, how quickly he just gets rid of the ball. And Pickens is out of his mind, man. The catch he makes right by the goal line where he's able to hold on, he's got such strong hands. Those 2 guys make it impossible almost to go 0 on them.
Well, yeah, it's true. But if you just think about what he's seen just in the last 2 weeks, Okay, he saw Quinion, he saw Cooper DeJean, right? He saw Dory Jackson, he saw Trent McDuffie, he destroyed Jalen Watson. I mean, you're talking about 5 legitimate, corners right there, and some great corners. Some guys are going to start in the Pro Bowl this year, and he destroyed them. Like, I don't know if there's a guy, maybe Christian Gonzalez in New England. I don't know if anybody can match up with him right now, the way he's playing.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild. It's a good thing the Eagles won that opener, man. Thank God, or else we would be petrified right now.
Fire.
Oh my God. And then Lamar, man, the Ravens don't look. The Ravens look horrible right now. Lamar looks terrible.
Yeah, he does. And he has not played. It's been a trend, though. It's been 3 weeks in a row. And you can say, okay, he's banged up. John Harbaugh comes out and says he's healthy, but we know he's not. But regardless, the first 10 weeks of the season, he had like 17 touchdowns, 1 interception. Despite the defense was awful for a long stretch, he still played great. But ever since he missed that game, the last 3 weeks, it's been a bad trend. He doesn't put any fear in you running or scrambling right now. And when he does, he's so far off on these throws. It does not look good. And that was a team that had won 5 in a row, and in their 6 wins that they hadn't given up 20 points. And here comes Joe Burrow just stepping on the field. That was the worst defense in football by a mile. They were 32nd in almost every category. They played the best game they played in years last night. That's a team that you could legitimately imagine when Chase and T. Higgins are both healthy and both playing, not suspended or whatever. They're a long ways away. They got 4 wins. They're so far away from thinking about the playoffs, but they're thinking about the playoffs. If they win out and get to 9-8, maybe this is the year they get in.
Yeah, it's possible. That's why I love Burrow too, man. Because all this talk about, hey, shut him down for the rest of the year. He's like, hell no, I want to play football, man.
Did you by chance, it was late, but I was right here. Did you by chance watch his post-game press conference?
I did, actually. Funny you said that, I did.
So the thing that, first of all, he was emotional as hell. Okay? The game means something to him. He could cash a check. He could go to Paris and go to Fashion Week. He could do a lot of stuff. That guy loves the game of football. I'm getting emotional just thinking about him being emotional about it. There's just some guys that love this game and a chance to be out there. And you can see the whole team responded to him. And he's just such a special player, man.
He is, man. It's funny you said that.
Cuz we love quarterbacks. That guy's had some bad injuries. Like he said, you can't do anything about it. You get hurt, you play this game. You come back, that guy missed playing the game.
Yeah, I love him, man. That's exactly right. I had the same reaction you did. Funny. I was like, oh my God, I just love him, man. Just love this dude. I just completely.
Give him a microphone, let him talk about football.
Yeah.
I can listen to it all day.
Yeah.
They win against Buffalo. They may win out because then they got the Ravens again, Miami, Arizona, and Cleveland. They may go undefeated.
You don't know. All right, let's get to today and kind of what we're expecting in about an hour and 42 minutes. Baldy, it's windy here, right? It's the perfect kind of windswept Black Friday for a run game, man. It's perfect for Jalen to be a part of it and for Saquon to finally kind of go off.
Well, a couple things. One, Chicago's won 8 of her last 9 games. Now, but last week's win against Pittsburgh is the first win this year that they've had against a team with a winning record. Now, you could say, okay, but that does mean something. This is the best team they've seen. Now, they have been exceedingly well coached. They're very good. They're very creative. They're very fundamental. They started a rookie left tackle last week. You didn't even notice. They're very fundamental. They lead the league in takeaways. I've never seen this before. I haven't researched it either, so maybe I should know. But, if you look at Nashawn Wright and Kevin Byard, they both lead the league in interceptions with 5. I've never seen a team have 2 players Now, they're tied with a couple other guys, but I've never seen two guys on a team lead the league in interceptions. So how aggressive will Jalen be today, number one? The offense was completely broken last week for 48 minutes. So you go, okay, and you asked me on Tuesday, what's the thing that has to get fixed? It's the run game. It has to get fixed. Because I don't think Jalen's going to change. I think Jalen's going to be Jalen. So whatever that means, I mean, he's just not going to be aggressive with the ball. But the run game has to change. Now, Fred Johnson wasn't good last week. I expected him to play better. He's going up against Montez Sweat today, who's their best defensive lineman by far. He's not a great player, but he's 6'6", he's 280, and he loves to play. The center did not play well last week. The left guard is struggling with just moving and injuries. So they haven't been good up front. The tight ends haven't been good. So can they run the ball with a guy that I don't know how much, because Saquon's missing holes, and that is he just missing holes? Is he pressing? Does he not trust the guys up front, and that's why he's missing? But he's missing holes. So I'm kind of curious to see if at some point they give more carries to Bigsby, because he doesn't miss, and he looks a step faster.
Wow, man, that's amazing. I don't know. I have a tough time with giving Bigsby more of the.
I know. I believe, but you know,
I don't know if I trust. We were talking about it earlier. You know better than anybody because you're the ultimate teacher of this game, professor of this game, and his carries come in times when it makes him succeed. It's 2nd and 25, and he'll get you, 16, right? Like, he's running against light boxes. I don't know. I just have a hard time buying it.
Well, look, I mean, the problem with Saquon all year, outside of one game against the Giants, is the number of runs that are 2 yards or less. It's an issue, and it's been going on. I think the 10 runs last week, 7 of them went for 2 yards or less. Like, he's not getting you 5 yards. You're going to see DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, they're going to get some runs in there today just because of the way they block and how they hit the hole and the commitment to the run. So will they be committed to the run today? Because I think sometimes they completely get away from it. Now, is that Patullo? It'll be interesting because I think Ben Johnson's a fantastic coach. And I think but not just an offense coordinator or an offensive mind. I just think he's a very good coach. They played, for example, they're down their top 4 linebackers. So they got this kid in there who's from Appalachian State, who'd never started a game before. He started last week. He got 15 tackles. Like, every position that has been filled, Nashawn Wright came in, and he stepped in for Jalen Johnson, who was a Pro Bowl corner last year. And he's actually playing, like, Ozzie Trapilo starts his first game for Theo Benedict last week at left tackle, and you didn't see any drop-off. And that's one facet of coaching I'm always amazed at, when you see the next guy actually do step up and play at the level that the starter had been playing at.
Yeah, no, listen, you see it better than anybody. And you're right. Now, I do question the Steelers. You got Mason Rudolph, and it's.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't know how much I'm buying it. And against this, let's flip the line of scrimmage. It's Fangio now against Caleb, right? Like, and Ben, but it's still a Fangio defense. I don't think he's not going to blitz him. He's going to force him to make plays and force him to make decisions. I gotta think that the Eagles' defense, even missing, even down Makuba, should be able to their front.
Look, this is by far the best defensive front they're going to see all year, by far.
Right.
So we'll see. I would think that Jalen, Carter, Phillips. I think this group is much better than the offensive line. They are they have to win a certain way. Caleb, you'll see it today. He's under center probably more than any other quarterback in the league. They run the ball on 3rd downs, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 more than any other team in this league. Like, you can't go to sleep and go nickel and just rush the passer because they'll run it at you. They did it against Steelers last week. Steelers were a nickel on the 2-yard line, and they walked into the end zone for a touchdown. Like, I destroyed the Steelers this week on that call. Like, it made no sense, especially knowing that that's their tendency.
Right.
So Vic knows that. Vic knows he's not going to get caught the way the Steelers did. So, look, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and it's going to come down to, the playmakers, and because Caleb's an unbelievable playmaker, and he's been playing very disciplined football. But, he's run 54 times, 55 times this year. 21 have gone for first downs or touchdowns. He extends drives. He's hard to get off his feet.
Yeah.
But I would think that this is not. Look, I think that Roma Dunze and DJ Moore are good players. They're not George Pickens. They're not what they saw last week.
Loveland, the kid from Michigan.
I like both of them.
And
I like both. They're in 2 tight end sets a lot.
Yeah.
Cole Kmet. Colson is really coming on.
Yeah.
The last month, he's really been coming on. But but they have those guys on the field a lot. They're excellent blockers at the point of attack. They run this split zone play where one tight end is coming across to cut the end, and it's this inside zone, and they really seal the inside with the tackle and the guard. Everybody runs the play. They run it with both those tight ends. They're good at sealing the edge. It's probably their number one run play. So, but they are creative. They'll give you a formation, run a play, and then they'll do something completely different out of it. You got to be alert to the deceptives. It could be anything from a wildcat to a halfback pass to a reverse. I mean, they have their share of deceptives that you can't go to sleep on. But the other thing is, not like some of these idiot coordinators in this business. They actually do a good job of setting it up.
I love it. Hey, you are in Austin, Texas. You're going to get ready to call a monster game tonight. Elko and the Aggies against Texas and Arch.
I'm at Barton Creek. I was at Barton Creek Country Club this morning, and I'm in the gym, and and I mean the place is packed, and everybody's talking about the game. Like they're all Longhorn fans. They're all like it's just football heaven here today. Like Darrell K. Royal Stadium will have 104,000 people there today. I mean, it's just Darrell. I mean, we all grew up with the coaches, the legendary coaches in this whole business, Paterno and the Bear, and there was Darrell Royal at Texas. And like, I don't know, you step into Darrell K. It's like stepping into royalty, And so you got the undefeated Aggies coming to town. They hate each other. It's a vicious rivalry. It's a Friday game. There's 3 great games today. You got the Egg Bowl going on right now. You got Georgia Tech, and then you got this game tonight. This is the creme de la.
You're right on, man. I'm anxious to see that Aggie front. The Aggie front is nasty, and what they're going to do to Arch in Texas.
Well, Archie is. I didn't think Texas could beat Oklahoma, and they did because Archie played really well. He's got everything it takes to be great, but he's not great now. But he's getting better, and so he's handling pressure better. We'll see. Cassius Howell is a first-round pick out there. He's a great player, but they've got speed. They got playmakers. My favorite group of this whole game is the offensive line of the Aggies. They're called the Maroon Goons. Like they started like the Maroon Goons. Like the left tackle, he's starting his 49th game, cuz.
Wow.
He's a graduate student in finance. He's smart. He's just a bear out there. The Maroon Goons, man. I want to see him against Colin Simmons and some of the Longhorn front.
I love it. The Maroon Goons. You got to get a picture with the Maroon Goons. I want Baldy and the Goons.
That's good. I actually will. I can't wait to get on the field before this game. I'm going to attempt to do that.
Yes. Send it to me, buddy. I'll be. I can't wait to watch it, and I'll have you on listening. We love you, brother. Enjoy yourself out there. All right. There he is.
You an hour and a half to kick off?
Yeah, baby. We're Chickies and Pete's. It's rocking. It's
disco lights going, music's
Black
pumping.
Friday football, brother.
I mean, the NFL just figured it all out. Just figured it out.
Hey, real quick. VG said this. Philadelphia gets the Black Friday game the way Dallas and Detroit get the Thanksgiving game, what do you think?
I mean, like going forward, like every year?
Yeah.
I mean, Eagle fans would love it.
Right?
Are you kidding me? I mean, they start tailgating like they just cook the turkeys in the parking lot on Thursday. Eat them on Friday. Go to the game on Friday night.
I love it. You're the greatest.
Yeah.
Baldy.
All right, cuz.
We love you.
See you,
pal.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy
Happy
the game,
Thanksgiving,
man.
my
Big
brother.
fun.
The great Baldy checking in from Austin,
man.
Texas, breaking it down.
Sounds like Baldy likes their coach better, the QB better, their running backs a little better right now.
I know. All right, we're going to take a quick break, Andrew, and then I can't see. I'd like. Mikey's there? Oh, great. All right. Let us go right down to the field at Lincoln Financial Field, where our man from the NFL Network, South Philadelphia's own, is there. We love it. Mikey G, Mike Garafolo, the great Michael. Hello, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up? Where are you guys? Chickies and Pete's?
We're Chickies. We got crab fries for you, buddy. So, set the scene for us, pal.
Cold, windy, brutal. And it's not like one of those days where it's cold and windy and it doesn't it's down there. It's blowing. They had the blocking. I came inside to do this. I'm just trying to get 5 minutes of warmth here. The blocking pads that the coaches, one of them was blowing across the field. So conditions going to be a factor today. Got to lean on the running game, right? You got to hope that your offensive line can take care of its assignments. Saquon can find the holes, hit the holes, and it's pretty much the blueprint to victory today.
So, and this has been the talking point, right? Jalen in the run game. Like, what do you hear about Jalen in the run game? And because now, as you go deeper into the season, you have to have. It's the only thing I can think of that will jumpstart this run game.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta if you can have. I mean, you hear this all the time. You have a quarterback that your defensive end, your guy on the edge has to worry about. A little bit of hesitation. Now all of a sudden that can help turn a decent gap into a huge gap. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that they're going to have to hope that they can get. They had a couple last week, a couple of design runs that I think that they drew up and called in honor of you, Ant. I think you saw a few of those. So maybe you get a little bit more of that at this point. I think it's also the pride of the offensive line and Stoutland trying to find some magic sauce there to get these guys working. Look, it's Fred Johnson's been good in pass protection, not so good when it comes to the way that he's run blocked. And you don't have Lane Johnson out there. I mean, it's a perennial All-Pro, a future Hall of Famer. Mekhi Becton. I hate to kind of go back to last year, but Mekhi Becton road grading dudes. It's not the same offensive line. So they got to figure out a way to kind of make that happen and make that work up front. You're right. I mean, sometimes you can help those guys out with some of the other stuff that you're doing. So curious to see what they unveil today.
I wonder if they're going to give you the six-man front. You know, Can you think they'll go at super heavy and give you the six offensive linemen?
Yeah, well, they did that. Didn't they have a unbalanced line too? They had a little bit of that last week. They were showing you, which tells you that they're trying to find different ways to get this thing going. So yeah, you might see a little bit of that, a little bit of an extra. See, if I'm recalling it, Fred Johnson was the extra tackle or extra honorary tight end. The extra tackle was coming in a couple of weeks ago when Lane was healthy, right? So you get somebody else to potentially play that role and juggle some things. At least they're trying to find creative ways to get it done.
Yeah. Tell us about the Bears, man. Like, you know, there's some similarity to the Commanders in the fact that they're a little bit. They've been fortunate. They feast on turnovers. And, you know, they really haven't played. You know, coming off of the only team with a winning record was Pittsburgh, and, you know, there was no Rodgers. It was Mason Rudolph. How good is this team?
We're going to find out. This is the beginning of us finding out a little bit there. And their takeaways, I was talking to one of their coaches just now. They said, you know, we don't just, it's not like guys are making plays that are like guys are making plays on the ball. We have got guys that can catch the football, and That is part of what they're doing. I think that's why the Eagles are sort of confident today, because they don't give the ball away, right? So that if the Bears are going to lean on that, okay, we're not going to give that to them. We're not going to make it easy on them, basically. So that's the thought process there. Look, I was just talking about this on the air. The heat that Caleb is getting is just, I mean, he might wind up being their first 4,000-yard passer. He's coming along. They're 8-3, and yet there's consternation with regard to him and his play. And when you talk to the coaches and the staff members, like I have this week, you're hearing that he's doing a lot of what we might term little things, but they're actually big things. The way that he's playing quarterback, I think he's probably being penalized for this notion that he was a complete product coming out. He wasn't. He's super athletic, unbelievably gifted, but needs to learn how to play quarterback at the NFL level. And you're doing that while winning games. Like, you could do that while you're 3-8, but they're doing it while they're 8-3. So I think Ben Johnson's done a good job of teaching these guys how to win games. They've played well late in games, but now here comes the litmus test.
Yeah, I'm curious against a Fangio defense, because he's not gonna blitz a lot. You know how he's gonna play him. He's gonna say, "Go ahead, decipher it and beat me," and that's gonna be interesting, because with the wind already at play, the Eagles front should have some success today. So they're gonna have another team that's gonna have to try to run the ball.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you're going over all the things that I've been thinking about all week long as to why this game lines up well for the Eagles. If they don't win this game, it's just going to be like red flashing alarms,
yes,
right? Because everything that they are, and I know what people want them to be, but everything that they are is why they should win this game. And you just hit on a bunch of stuff that I've been thinking about all week long, the way that it lines up. And look, you got to stay rush lane. What's the word? You got to stay in your rush lanes. You got to stay assignment focused when it comes to that. You can't let him get out and create and scramble. That's only going to make things a little bit harder for your defensive backs. But they've been pretty good about that. Certainly when you got defensive tackles that can push the pocket the way that they do. I think everything about today is be patient, be us, and if they can run the football, certainly lines up great.
All right, so one of the storylines that we've talked about a lot has been Sirianni's ultra-conservative approach. Yeah. And I was thinking about this yesterday, because when you watch Dan Campbell, he's the complete opposite, right? And he's been putting his team in bad. I mean, let's face it, they're 13 for 26 on fourth down. And there were times yesterday I thought early in the fourth quarter you could take the points, make it a one-score game. He didn't.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, the dynamic between Sirianni and his ultra-conservative approach and Dan Campbell, who's balls to the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody's philosophy, and the conservative approach has also been in the play calling. It's been, hey, we're backed up. Oh, we got a penalty. We're behind the sticks. Let's not make a mistake here. Which it's part of the meshing between the head coach and the quarterback right now, because that's his mentality as well, and that's why we're talking about them not giving away the football. There has been this element of being conservative, of playing smart. We would say conservative; they would call it playing smart. That's kind of the way that it is. It's all in. You're not scared, right? Like, you don't want it to come across like you're playing scared, or you've got a scared mentality, and they certainly don't. I mean, Nick Sirianni, to me, doesn't look like the kind of guy that hasn't coached like the kind of guy that's been scared as far as his atmosphere, his culture that he's established around here. But sometimes you got to be smart. Sometimes you got to take the points. Sometimes you got to do things the right way. And if you know you've got a defense, the better the defense plays, the more that allows you to kind of sort of have that mentality on offense. There'll be times where they have to get aggressive down the stretch here, and that'll be the real test of who they are and who they can be and who they have to be at times.
Yeah, it's good. It's fascinating. Ultimately, Mikey, it sounds like you like the Eagles today.
I do like the Eagles today. You got the Cowboys nipping at not even nipping at your heels, but if you lose this game, then they'll be nipping at your heels. It's like this big lead in the NFC East that they had. This is the luxury that you've had, that you've been able to slip up here and there, and even when they win 3 in a row, you still got a comfortable fat lead. You don't want to give that away. And this is another team that right now is competing for the top spots in the NFC, that you could have a head-to-head tiebreaker against them if you need it. They've played really well against all these teams that they're potentially going to go up against, and those tiebreakers could come into play.
Yeah. All right, you work for the league. Is this possible? Can we get Black Friday Philadelphia? VG came with this idea. Black Friday Philadelphia every year, the way Detroit and Dallas have Thanksgiving.
No, because Kansas City, I think it was, has put in, they wanted to have the Christmas game every year, and the NFL was like, no, we want to keep that. I honestly, the Detroit-Dallas thing, if they had their druthers, would probably start to rotate those games as well, right? Like, I think they're into this, let everybody get a piece of everything, whether it's international games or the Black Friday game or the Christmas game. I think this game's going to continue to be a rotating thing, and I think they're happy with the results of it so far.
He's always got it rain on it, man. He just can't let us have some fun. Come on, Mike.
I get it. It's the league.
Why do you want this to be the Eagles' game every single year? You want the Black Friday game every year. At home, too.
Yes, great energy in town today. Everyone's fired up for this. Yes, this should be a thing. And like Anthony said, Friday, PHRIDAY, Black Friday.
Yeah. By the way, the draft, that's another thing that used to belong to one place, New York, that they've spread that. The more that they can move and stay on their toes and let everybody get a piece of everything, the more they feel good about the whole. And that's why I think that some of these tentpole games, as you want to call them, I think are going to continue to rotate. So, sorry.
Yeah. No, I got you, brother. All right, buddy. Listen, keep warm. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. We love you, man. Thank you for doing this.
Right.
We love you, brother.
Got it, pal.
You're the best.
Happy Black Friday, everybody. Enjoy your victory today.
Enjoy the victory.
I like it. Predictions.
I guarantee. Who was the guy years ago who used to be on the radio, used to say, guaranteed it, I'll quit my job if they lose? I remember him.
You're going to walk home if they lose. You'll walk home.
You're a lot more
right,
handsome.
that one too. Yeah.
You're a lot more handsome than he is, okay? I'll tell you that.
See you, boys.
See you, brother. There he is, Mike Garafolo, NFL Network, chiming in. And there he was. Look at this. Guaranteeing
I feel the same way, man.
You know?
You can just tell. There's something about the energy.
It really is. There's great energy here. I don't know.
I'm looking at who they beat, man. I mean, they haven't beaten anybody, to be honest with you.
No.
They beat Dallas. It's a good win in September.
They got to roll this team. Double digits.
I agree.
Double digits.
1,000%.
Come on now.
It shouldn't even be a game.
Let's go. All right. Let's take care of some business as we get ready to approach. We are now 77 minutes from kickoff.
Nice.
All right. Here on Black Friday. Let me tell you about our friends at Cherry Hill Jeep. You're looking for a Jeep or Ram truck, there's only one dealership in South Jersey. He's been the market leader since 1967. That's our friends at CherryHillJeep.com. They got you covered on the best selection. More importantly, the best prices, which that's what you want, all right? Cherry Hill Jeep. Folk Auto Dealerships. Charlie Folk. The Folk name means something. It's been there for multiple generations, all right? Charlie runs an incredible outfit. They have several dealerships, and they're all about the customer. It's true. Like, Frank's a friend of mine. He'll tell you, listen, I want people to tell their friends. I want people to tell their family, and then pass this down. And, it's not about getting the extra few dollars on every car. It's about building a sustainable relationship where you trust us. We deliver for you. And they do. Slide into a 2025 Jeep Wrangler this month for $289 a month. That's right. Every Wrangler delivers strong drivetrains, innovative engineering, quality components that underpin the icon's legendary heritage. Lease payments, 0 down. All right? Financing available for credit on all 350 vehicles in stock. You got to check it out. Drive home your new Jeep or Ram truck today. Minutes from all the bridges. Available online 24/7. CherryHillJeep.com. And listen, go see Dante. That's my boy. He runs it. You tell him PHLY sent you, he'll give you the Cuz discount, and it's a big-time discount, all right? You're going to get at least $1,000 off any new car and an additional $2,000 for your trade-in, all right? Tell them I sent you, you'll get the great deal. All right, let's talk about BetPark Sportsbook Online Casino app. Black Friday is upon us, and so there's all kinds of football, wall-to-wall football. This game, where are we at now? Still 7?
Yep. They are still 7, still 43 and a half.
All right, still 7, still 43 and a half. Eagles and under. I like Eagles and under.
You tease it, or you just play it straight up?
No, I just think the Eagles win. I think it's an under. I think you're going to see long drives. I think you're going to see Eagles. The more and more we suss this game out, we spent the last 2 hours sussing this game out, and it just comes up Eagles every time. Like, listen, this is it. We know this team, right? Yeah, they're flawed. They have issues. But come on, this is still a really good team. This is a bones of a Super Bowl team. They're 8-3.
This is one of those times where they come out to play, too. They're coming off a bad loss. This is when they respond, usually.
I agree. That's why I think that they win this game, and they win it by double digits.
I'm with you.
And I would take Dallas Goedert over in his yardage.
Yeah, it was 39 and a half, 34 and a half.
Yeah. So check it out.
Don't forget our boys, Georgia today, minus 15 and a half versus Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
They roll Georgia Tech today.
Your squad. I like A&M over Arch from Texas, too. And then we got a full day of football tomorrow. And then Sunday, all the NFL stuff right there on the BetPark Sportsbook Online Casino app. It's right there for you. Sixers in action tonight. You can bet that. Flyers. It's all there, right? Check out the BetPark Sportsbook Online Casino app. It's so much fun. Get something for everybody. In fact, new customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back and 250 free spins on the BetPark exclusive game, Tree Wishes.
1-2 tree.
1-2 tree. That's it. Christmas tree. It's right there. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And we have the BetParks ambassador with us to suss out the rest of the weekend, including this one, and that would be the Brain on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Top of the morning, bro. Good afternoon, Brain.
Yeah. First of all, I gotta say, love the Eric Allen throwback.
Oh, thanks, Brain.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite Eagles. Those who didn't get to see him play, he was incredible.
Yeah, one of the coolest.
Great jersey.
Thanks. Super proud.
You got it this morning.
Got it this morning, 7 a.m. doorbuster.
Yeah, I like it. Nice.
Brain, the more and more we have sussed this game out for the last 2 hours. Baldy, Mikey Garafolo, Fran, EJ. It's coming up. Eagles. It's very blustery and windy here. Eagles to me and under.
Anthony, again, I see it the exact same way. Love the Eagles and teasers, by the way. Love. To me, I will be stunned if the Eagles lose this game. Like stunned, not shocked. Stunned. Far better team. Absolutely expect them to win this game. And I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, Anthony. I agree with you.
I think this is the game where you get the run game going, right?
This should be it, hopefully.
Barkley. And the other one I like Dallas Goedert and his over receiving yards. Bears leak yardage to the tight end.
You know, it's funny, Anthony. I bet one prop in this game. Only one. I bet Dallas Goedert over 33.5. That's the only thing I bet. That's really funny. Yeah.
Oh, man. Look at you guys hang out too much together.
Yeah, it's very strange because honestly, that was only probably bet in the game. But you know what's interesting? For all the Eagles fans out there, I hope it makes you feel a little bit better. Yesterday, watching Dallas clearly outplay Kansas City. I told you, Dallas is good. They're actually a good team. You got to scrap your power ratings from what they were to what they are now. This is a team that is good. They just played Kansas City and Philadelphia, and they outplayed both teams. I mean, neither game was a fluke. They're a tough team, so I'm saying, like, the Eagles lose that game in the last play of the game. All right, they just beat the, defending 3 AFC time champion Kansas City Chiefs. That was a game. The Eagles, they had, obviously blew the lead, but to me, They'll get over that. They should beat the Bears pretty badly today and win the division. And, again, it's going to be them, Seattle, or the Rams.
Yeah, but you telling me to feel good because Dallas is good. I don't feel good because Dallas is
No,
good.
Dallas is going to win a Super Bowl, man. I don't care about that. They're not even going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying, that'll be great. Then they'll all be all upset. They'll be like,
I
oh,
don't
my
know,
God,
dude. They got a
won
chance
5 in a row.
You don't think they're getting in the playoffs?
Well, let's just do the math.
Yeah, it's tough,
The
man.
Eagles are going to make it. Seattle's going to make it. The Rams are going to make it. Tampa Bay or whoever wins that division is going to make it. That's 4.
And then
Green Bay's 5. Detroit is 6. The Bears probably 7. Well, if they beat Detroit, maybe.
Well, so here
Can
you
they
go.
get ahead of Detroit? But it's going to be tough.
The Niners?
I'll give it to you, right?
Oh, yeah, the Niners. Yeah, I know. I don't think they're getting in. No way.
Right, like Green Bay's 8-3. Bears, say Green Bay wins the division, right?
Yeah.
Bears lose out, or Bears aren't a factor. You got Seattle's a lock. You got
Rams.
the Niners. I'm gonna give the Rams a division, and you got the Niners at 8-4. I mean,
they gotta
Where are they
Cowboys.
getting in?
They got to be one game better than the Niners coming out, right?
Niners schedule's pretty easy.
Yeah, they're going to have to win out.
Niners
First of
got
all, they're
the
going to have to
Colts,
win out.
Seahawks.
Yeah,
What's their record? What's their record, guys? 6-1.
6-5-1.
They're 6-5-1. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, 6-5-1.
So they're going to have to go. Well, actually, no. If they won out, they definitely get in. They're probably going to have to go 10-6-1 to have a shot. If they beat Detroit, they have a shot. Actually, I will say this.
Well,
that's the game.
That's the game.
Yep.
That's
And
the
Detroit
game.
is leaking oil. Detroit is
exactly.
absolutely leaking oil. That team is in trouble. I actually think Dallas is. Dallas has a chance to run the table. I actually do think they have a chance to run the table. But in the playoffs, though, we've seen it time and time again. Kind of like Sam Darnold. That team never gets it done. So I'll just laugh when they get in and find a way to lose.
Yeah. And it's hard. We say win out like the Chiefs. Just win out. It's hard to win out, right? Like,
It's hard to win out.
You know.
It's hard to win out. You're 100% right. But Eagles should win today, guys. I like this matchup. The Bears, the Bears have shown you who they are for 12 straight weeks. It's like when you live with someone, you see all their warts, all their greatness, all the things. You can't BS someone when you live with someone. When you watch 13 weeks of a team and you see they're really just not that good, they're not just saving it for week 14 against the Eagles or whatnot. They have shown they're a mediocre team. They're a 5-6 team masquerading as an 8-3 team because they've been crazy lucky with. They've been outscored, guys. Look at their plus minus. They've been outscored.
Yeah.
And it's just they're really nothing special anywhere. If the Eagles don't win this game comfortably, I'll be extremely disappointed. To me, it's more a referendum on the Eagles than the Bears because I already know, stealing line from Des Green, I know who the Bears are. Bears were who I thought they were.
I agree.
So to me, I want to see the Eagles. This is a game I would really like to see them win, 24-7, 24-10, and just have a comfortable, nice win against a team I don't think is very good at all.
By the way, guys, just as an aside, because the games yesterday were great, we got a game today. It's a good thing because Sunday, there's a lot of dreck Sunday. There's not a good game the whole day.
Yeah, I know.
The whole day.
I'm kind of intrigued by Texans Colts.
It's actually the best one, VJ. I'll give you that.
Other than that, yeah.
That's the best
Niners,
one.
Browns, ew. Jaguars, Titans, ew. Saints, Dolphins, ew, ew. Falcons, Jets, ew, ew. Rams, Panthers, ew. Cardinals, Buccaneers, ew. Vikings, Seattle, all right. Raiders, Chargers, ew. Bills, Steelers, ew. And the Sunday night game is Denver, Washington. How come
Anthony,
that wasn't flexed?
Anthony, we got to take a bow. We talked about the Ravens being the most overrated team and how Lamar wasn't right. This one I felt good about because I know we talked about that and how that team really was just another team that just they were winning games, but it was pretty obvious to see this is not the Lamar Jackson of the 2024 season, not even close. And you saw Burrow and company blow them out.
Blow them out, man.
Blow them out.
Blow out.
So, I think the NFL, look, the Chiefs, by the way, it's crazy. I still think, guys, I don't know what you think. I still think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. That may sound crazy to you, but I think they're the best team in the AFC.
I hear you, man.
They're not going to make the playoffs,
I know.
but I think they're the best team in the AFC.
The AFC stinks. It stinks. It's
I agree.
true. Yeah, you're right.
I agree. There's not one team. That's why I'm rooting for the Patriots like you wouldn't believe. But there's not one team that gives you any kind of fear that you're like, oh my God, we can't beat this team.
No.
This team's going to be hard.
No, I
Whoever
agree.
comes out of the NFC, whoever it is, I absolutely feel very confident will win the Super Bowl. Unless it's KC. KC, I'd have to give that respect to. But outside of that, if the Eagles can get back, I think they clearly would be a favorite against any of these teams in the AFC.
Agreed. Let me ask you, college today, some good games. You got Texas A&M, Texas tonight.
Yeah. I like A&M.
Yeah, I think you're right. I like A&M too. I think this is their coming out party.
By the way, Anthony, and I know me and you have talked about it. We talked about the beginning of the year. I bet two teams to win the college football championship. One, Clemson, which if you're going to be wrong in style. So I was wrong in style. And the other one was Notre Dame, which I almost threw away that ticket. I was almost like, oh my God, I really suck. I kicked Clemson and Notre Dame. They're combined 0-4. What's wrong with me? I right now have them second in my power ratings.
I do too. I said this. You know how I've been
Anthony, I know you've been saying it. You've been saying it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think they have a real shot.
So do I. I do too. Interesting games. You have Arizona State tonight. You got Temple playing North Texas today on ESPN. Georgia Tech.
Texas, yeah.
Anything else you like today?
Not. I did bet Georgia when it was 13, but I think it's now like 15, so I don't like it anymore. But I thought that line should have been, like 14.5 area. And when it was less than 2 touchdowns, I thought there was a little bit of value there, but it's been sucked out. I'm looking forward to I can't wait for tomorrow's game, Anthony, the Ohio State Michigan game, because it's interesting. Like,
you're a Michigan man.
I always want to count out Michigan in this game because I just think Ohio State's so much better. So much better. But this game has told me, for all the years I followed it, that it really is one of those games where you just got to almost throw out, even though both teams have great records, you almost have to throw out the records because last year Michigan was a 24-point underdog and beat them easily.
Yes.
Yes. And so I'm always just very careful. But I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game. The over-under, I think, is sitting at 44. I think points are going to be at very much a premium. I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan scored 7 or less, to be honest, 10 or less. I like Michigan's team total under is what I'm probably looking at as my favorite play in that game. If I can get I have to shop it, but I'd love to get a 17.5. If I can get that, to me, that's gold.
Yeah, I think Ohio State rolls tomorrow. It just
when you say roll, it's again, they're not going to win like 38. They may win like. They're not going to score 40. I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's that kind of thing. But I think they could roll where Michigan only scores like 7 points, and maybe they win 24-7.
Yeah. I was going to say 27-10. So we're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, 27-10.
Yeah,
same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bama Auburn tomorrow. I think Auburn shocks the world.
Yeah, Auburn. Yeah, quarterbacks improve. Yeah, Auburn to me, I think has a shot there. I'm on the Auburn side for sure. It's interesting. Look, I'll say this, guys. I do like the way the college football playoffs is shaking. I think it's a good, exciting race. I'm rooting for my kids' team, Vanderbilt, to sneak in there. I was upset that Utah won last week. But again, I think it's actually brought a lot more excitement to the sport. I got to be honest. Having the 12 teams in the playoff, guys, I kind of wasn't sure how it would go. But now I think it's much better, personally.
Yeah, I'm with you. Brain, great stuff, buddy. We
Happy
love
Thanksgiving.
it.
Hope you have a
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
There he is.
Eagles 27-6.
I love it. I can see it. I can totally see it.
Nice.
We're out.
Bye, guys.
See you, buddy. Here he is, the Brain, loving the birds. Absolutely love it. Let's go around the horn. What do you got, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too afraid of these Bears now that I'm listening to everybody. I was earlier in the week, but I think the weather's going to be a big factor. Give me 27, give me 13. Eagles.
27-13 Birds. All right. VG.
28-10.
28-10. I like it. Yeah, I like it. 26. What am I feeling? I'm feeling 26. The 10 set feels right. I'll go 26-13.
They own the time of possession running the ball.
Yeah. We're all right in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I think you're going to run it. I think you're going to control it. I think Caleb's going to make mistakes. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Eagles get into the 30s, like maybe a defensive score, something along those lines.
Caleb throws a pick today at least.
Sidney Brown?
No, but
Can we wish? Can we wish?
I could see a Cooper pick.
Yeah.
I could see that. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us.
Hey, man, I got so excited about this special we got going on. I did a little 10-second promo on Thanksgiving. I'll hype it up a little bit. Just wanted to share it with you if I could, because I think this 30% off is such a good deal. People are crazy to not take advantage of it. So I threw a little old Hollywood. If you can find a way to mix Humphrey Bogart in with the promo.
I love it.
Even Cyber Monday. Get your merch now, see?
Oh my God, that's fabulous. Get your merch now, see? Yes, all PHLY.com. Black Friday through Cyber Monday into Tuesday. So make sure you get it, all right? Love it. Everybody, we love you guys. Have a great day. And we'll see you on Monday.
Go Birds.